line trousers, and it's about 42 inches from my waist down, so I'm going to be adding like 2 inches to it for my folding allowance. So let's start cutting. Now the measurement we need for a trouser cutting is going to be your full length, whatever your length from your waist, 2 inches up your navel to your ankle. If it's, I'm doing an ankle length trousers, so if it's your ankle to your ankle, if it's a floor length, you do it to the floor length. So you need your full length, you need your hip depth, though I actually would end up not using it, but you could actually just know where your hip depth is, which is from your waist to the where your hip, actually large part of your hip starts. Then you need your body rise. People call it crotch length, some other people call it body rise, but it's actually the very same thing. So you need your crotch length, you need your thigh measurement, so you just take a measurement around your thigh. Now your crotch length is actually from, you sit on a chair, take that measurement from your waist down to the chair, that is your crotch length. For your thigh, you put a tape around your thigh, one side of your thigh, and that's your thigh measurement. So your waist as well, it's going to be tight fitted trousers, then you need your waist measurement, that's your waist circumference. So those are the measurements you need. And to fold over this fabric, so we're going to be working with tape. You know, the tools for designing, you have your tape, you have your scissors, you have your tailor's chalk. Mine is very tiny, but you know, you should know your tailor's chalk. It looks something like this. So you need your tailor's chalk, you need your rulers. I have all kinds of rulers. That's a metal ruler. You need your very long ruler. You need your curve. For male trousers, you have different kinds of curve. This can go for the hip, and this can go for the crotch. So all these tools are actually for dressmaking, fashion designing, and all. So those are basically the things we use today. So now, to fold your fabric over, the measurement you need, it's your round thigh divided by 2. Whatever that gives you is the amount of fabric you're going to fold over. I folded my fabric over. This is the wrong side, this is the right side. So in my case, my thigh measurement is 32 and divided by 2 is 16. So I should have 16. This is more than 16. I will reduce my fold until I have my 16, because what I need is just 16. That way you're able to utilize your fabric. You're not using more than you need. So I have 16, so we'll start. Now we have a self edge, which is the top part of the fabric. You can use it if you want, but I don't like the write-ups you see on it, so I always rule it out. So for me, I'm going to rule it out. So I'm going to draw a line, and that probably can go for my half up. So I've done my line, and I'll start my measurement. I'll place, now I'm having a band. You also have to, are you having a band to these trousers? My trouser length, like I said earlier, is 42. I'll be taking 44 inches, but I'm going to minus 1 for my band at the top. So I'm meant to take 42 inches for my full length and add plus 2 inches for my folding allowance at the top, and that at the down part, at the leg part. So that makes it 44. But I'm now going to minus 1 at the top part for my band, because I'm going to have a band on these trousers. So I'm going to be having 43 as measurements. And in that case, I'm going to keep my tape minus the 1. That's what I'm going to do. But also note that you're going to have half an inch as your sewing allowance to join the band back to the trousers. So because of that, I'll be keeping my tape at half an inch. So from there, I will now take my measurement. You can actually place it at 1, knowing that your half is at the top. I already have half at the top, so this is fine by me. That means that part is the part I'll be sewing, you know, off. So I'll place my tape at 1 and I'll start my measurement. My crotch length is the next thing I'm going to touch. Mine is 11. You sit and you measure yours and you know what it is. I know that most people say your hips divided by 4 gives you your crotch length, which is your body rise. If it works for you, fine. So from there, I'm going to take my knee length. I forgot to put that there, so you have a knee length there. I'll take my knee length, which is 24 for me, and then I'm sorry, you're not going to see this part because my camera does not actually cover everything. And then I'll take, after then you take your full length. Like I said earlier, mine is 44, so I'll mark at 44. I'll move my tape and take it again. That way I can have a straight line. So my 11 again, my knee length 24, and my full length 44. And then I will draw my lines out. Now turn all the mark points into a straight line, which is exactly what I'm doing. So I'm making all my mark points into a straight line. Okay guys, so like I was explaining earlier, sorry, I had to actually adjust the camera so you could see the whole length of what we're working with. I started with a line up here earlier on, and like I said, let me just take time and go a bit over it before we get to the cutting part of it. We're trying to draft the front of our trousers. That's what we're doing today. And from the top, we had kept, to take our full length, we had kept 1 inch out. So we placed our 1 inch here and marked our crotch length. Like I had said earlier on, to get your crotch length, you sit on a chair, and from your waist to the chair is your crotch length, which is the same thing as a body rise. So we marked 11, which is my crotch length. We marked 24, which is my knee length, and then the full length that I'm using. My full length is 41, and 42 rather, and then we're marking 44. And we now turned everything into a straight line. This is the front of the trousers that we're about cutting down. So at the point of the crotch length, this is our crotch length, which I said it's also called body rise. I'm going to be marking at this point, I'm going to be taking my tie divided by 2. Please don't mix it up. At my crotch depth, from here to here is my crotch. At this crotch line, I'm going to be taking my tie divided by 2. Like I said earlier, my tie is 32, so divided by 2 is going to be 16. So on this line, a lot of people have their own different ways of making trousers. So really, I'm not following anybody. I'm not, you know, we just add up whatever we learn and we do it the way it suits us. So if you try my way, fine, it works, use it. Doesn't mean you can't try other people's ways. You need to research. Life is all about learning, and we never ever stop learning. So guys, this is my way of doing my trousers. So I'll place 32 divided by 2, like I said earlier, is 16. So I'll make a mark at 16. That's my 16. On that same line, I'm going to take my hip divided by 4. And my hip is 49 inches. Divided by 4 is 12.25. So on that same line, I'm going to mark 12.25. And that is it. Now I'll move up. So on my waistline, which was the first line I drew earlier, I'm going to be having the same hip my hips now divided by 4, which is 12.25, 12.25. I'm going to mark the same 12.25 up here. I'll take it again. On my crotch line, I marked my thigh rather, divided by 2. My thigh is 32. 32 divided by 2 is 16. And I placed my tape and marked my 16. On that same line, I marked my hips, this time around, my hip circumference, which is of course you putting a tape around your hip, divided by 4. And I marked the result. The same result I have here, I marked it on my waist and extended it into a straight line. So I've extended it into a straight line. And at this point, I will now put my curve. Now, you can actually come out 1 inch, maybe just to help you, so that you're able to put your curve. But I'll work with my hip curve. So I'll place my hip curve from the line I've just marked to my crotch line. And then I will draw a curve. Curves, working tools actually make the work very easy for you, but you can also freehand. You can draw the curve using your freehand if you can get it straight. So I'm done with that. Now I'll take my measurement. Like I said earlier on this my crotch, I did my thigh divided by 2. Now what I have here, whatever you have here, divided by 2 again. I have 16. So 16 divided by 2, I want a midpoint. I'm trying to find a midpoint on this whole line. It is 8. Whatever I have here, I'm going to mark the same thing on my knee length and my ankle length. So I'm going to be marking 8 inches, which is half of my 16. I'm going to do the same thing down here as well. So I'll be marking 8 inches, and then I'm going to extend my line all the way down. So from my knee, I'm going to draw a straight line to my ankle. So that's the line to get my midpoint. You can actually extend the line here, not really that you're going to be working with this part of it, but we just need it for the knee and our ankle. So that is done. Having done that, we're going to take our round knee measurement. So we have a round knee measurement, we have a round ankle measurement. Just wrap the tape around your knee. You can make it fitted, you can make it loose. It all depends on what kind of style you're making. But at the ankle, while you're making it fitted, try to make sure that your leg can actually slip out of it, so that you don't get stuck trying to wear it. For my knee is 20. 20 divided by 2 is 10. So I'm going to split the 10. 10 now is going to be the 2 fabrics together. So I'm going to divide that 10, the half of the round knee, into 2, so that I can fix part of it will come here and part of it will come here. So 10 divided by 2 is 5. So I'll have my 5 here and I'll have my 5 here. So that gives me 10. My round ankle is 12. 12 divided by 2 is 6. So I'll divide my 6 into the 2 sides. Basically, I like adding a bit of ease to my work. So I'll be doing 3 1/4 on one side and 3 1/4 on the other side. I will extend the line from my knee length to my ankle. Same on the other side as well. Now this is a fitted trousers, like I said earlier. We will actually work on the palazzo trousers if you guys want to know that as well, or the hip star, which actually has an extension from the knee out. So from the hip also, we will draw a line. Don't forget your hip, you have your hip line there, so you take the line straight from your hip down to your knee. On this other side, you can actually use your straight ruler as well to draw it. You can also use your trousers, these curves that I use for the trousers, so it's just a bit curved in at that point. Not too curved, just a bit curved, and so that gives you that. Some people also use it on this other part to, you know, give the trousers a bit of curve, but I'm not a fan of the curve. This curve is already okay for me. You can as well do that. Now we will move to the waist. We've been able to get our knee circumference, and we've been able to get our ankle circumference. So now I'm going to my waist. Now for the waist, it depends on you if you want to add a dart to it. So if you're adding your dart, you're going to take your waist measurement divided by 4 plus 1 inch for your dart allowance. Dart allowance are not like, it doesn't really have to be just 1 inch. You can do more than that. You can do 2 inches. It's all dependent on you, because you're actually going to add whatever you're taking out of here, you're going to add it back here. So my waist, I'm working with a 41 and divided by 2. It's going to be 10 and a quarter. So I have my 10 and a quarter. I am not adding that to my trousers. If I was going to add that, then I'm going to be having 11 and a quarter. But because I'm not adding any that to it, and these trousers, I'm not adding any allowances to the back. All my allowances I'm going to be adding to the front. This is the front rather. I'm not adding any allowances to the front. All my allowances will be added to the back of my trousers. So I'm going to be working with, and I'm going to do a bit of, if you're so sure of your measurements, please use the exact measurements, especially when you're taking measurements and you've added ease to your measurements. So don't add too much ease so that trousers doesn't end up being too loose on you. We want a fitted trouser here. So I'm going to be having, I'm adding just a quarter of an inch ease to my measurement. So from there, you take your hip curve and draw all the way from there to your hips. So I'm taking it right back to my hips. Now, at this point, what I do is, if it is too protruded, like it's too curvy, I try to slim it out a bit. So I place my curve at that point and just take out the extra curving look, so that it just slides from up into the line that goes all the way to my ankle. I don't want that. Like, a lot of us are plus sizes. You find out that probably they're wearing skirts or they're wearing trousers. You see some protrudes at the larger hip part. I don't like that. You get that because you really over curved the side of, you know, your hip. So it gives you that excess. So it's better to take out. So when you're done curving, just place your ruler 1 inch up, 1 inch down, and take off that spiky, you know, curvy look at the side of the hip, so that it just, when you're done making your outfit, it will lay very well on your hips. So we're done with the front now, so we're going to cut. Don't forget, like I said earlier, I'm adding this as my 1/2 inch up. So So we'll cut it. Now, most times, because I don't want it to move, I would just pin it down. I'll cut it. So I'm cutting out the other side now. Okay, so I'm done with my front cutting. I'm going to fold for the back now. Now, the folding for the back, of course, has to be excess because we're going to be adding about 3 inches to the back. We're adding all the allowances we didn't add at the front to the back. My trousers are being sewn at 1/2 inch. So I'll open this, reduce it a bit. You can flip it over. All what I need there is about 3 inches to work with. So I have up to 3 inches. I'm also trying to check my design if I could have almost the same thing I had at the front. Like if you want to, for design fabrics, if you want to actually follow design, then you're going to be having a bit of wastage on your fabric. Okay, so here we go. I'm done folding. So we're going to be working with the front now. So like I said, you extend your lines out. My crotch line, I'm extending it out. My knee length, I'm extending it out. And my ankle, you extend it out. So you know what you're working with. So, and you can also extend your waist out. Yes, sorry, I had to lay this well. So I'm pinning both of it down together because I don't want it to move. And if you guys notice, I've left 2 inches at the top. Yes, you can leave between 1 to 2 inches at the back, at the top, so that it could cover your back. If you're a slim person, you can leave it, but if you're a plus size like me, you need to have that extension at the back. Even slim people do still have the extension, because if I'm making fabrics for my clients, I extend like just 1 inch. It won't be 2 cm, 1 inch, it won't be more than that. But for my plus size clients, I extend more, so that when they sit down, their back bum won't be open, it will be covered. So extend our lines out, extend it out, and also the end. So extend it out. So now at your crotch part, you're going to add 3 inches on this sewing line. At the knee part, you're going to add 2 inches, and at the ankle part, you're going to be adding 2 inches. At the waist part as well, you'll be adding 2 inches. All this means that you're going to be putting your zip at half an inch. If you want to do more, you can add more. So rule a line down. That is also going to be the crotch for the back, and you're going to also extend all the other lines that we have marked as well. So from the crotch length, like we place the ruler, we're actually doing the front, we will also do same to the back and take it down and extend from your knee length to your ankle with a straight ruler as well. So that's it there. Then you're going to place your curve on this line and curve it right to the back. That's getting your back crotch there. So that's a back crotch. Now, like I said earlier on, we're going to extend the back by 2 inches. So this is my 2 inches here. And then we'll draw it all the way back to our waist. So take it all the way back to the waistline. Now, for me to have a good lap, if I leave it like this, it's fine. But when you sew, you're going to have some squeezes at the crotch part of the front of your trousers. So for me, I take off 1.5. You can take off between 1 to 1.5 inches and draw it back to your waistline, so that it's going to eliminate all the excess creases you'd have had here and laps well on the front part. That is the secret to my own trouser cutting. And really, I am done. So let's cut. So I'm cutting the back now. Like I said, I've added all my allowances to the back. I'm going to be sewing at 1/2 inch. So by the time I take half for one side, which is 1/2 and 1/2, 1 inch, the other side the same thing. That done. So I'm going to cut out the sides now. I'm not adding anything to the side. All my allowances are added to this part. This part remains as it is. So you're still cutting this part out as you did the front. Okay. So this is the part. Slant your hand up and take off your 2 inches. And don't forget to take off the front, like I said. So just slide it back up to your waistline. And that, we have come to the end of a trouser cutting class. We'll do a video of how we put this together. It's as easy as it comes. The next video I'll do, probably I'm going to use the plain fabric and cut on it, do the same measurement again, so you'd probably see, because I know this is like a busy fabric, so it could be a bit confusing. So I'll still cut on the plain fabric. It's very easy. Probably we'll cut a short the next time, and then after then we'll do a boxers, so you can do your boxers for your husbands or your booze and to stay at home. So please subscribe. You can follow us. We have a Facebook group, Macadel Learn to Sew. We are on Instagram at Macadel Fashion School. And you can actually send me messages. Our WhatsApp number will also be on the screen. We'll be starting our online classes soon, like I said, but before that, let's have fun cutting, sewing, and just doing relatively whatever we want to do. So do have a rewarding day and watch out for our next video.